This is Irontrader. It is Monday morning, so it is time to go to work. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. And we'll take a look here at the NQ, which is pretty much flat. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy something stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, yesterday when the market opened up there, you can see where Bitcoin jumped right up here and it got right above this 21-day. I jumped right into the Bitx, which is a 2 times leverage fund for Bitcoin, so which is really, really nice. Now, you can also trade it with IBIT, but I'm giving this Bitx a little a chance because it's got a lot of juice, which I always like. Okay, so here we have on the downside is this is what we're watching is that key level 105.897. That's your 21-day simple moving average. Right below that, we have the 8-day at 105.238. Those are going to be your 2 key support levels here on the old Bitcoin. Now you can see how the 8-day came down, but now it looks like it wants to curl right back up here again. Okay, so now, obviously, if that's lost here, then we come to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 104.595. And then we'll come down to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 104.100. Then we can just follow these candles all the way down here. We have, 102.350 level. Then we want to come down here to Friday's low. That's at 101.390. And then obviously to the big ass red candle at 108.15 level. Okay. But right now, as long as we're holding this 21 and an 8-day, but I like to show you where it could possibly go, okay? Now, upside here, look how nice this is. 107.935 here, okay? So what we always do is follow it to the left, 107.495. You have 935. So what we're doing is we're going right up here to the left of the chart here. You got 107.680. We're right above that. So this is our next target. It's going to be right here. It's 109.30 level, okay? We get above that, you're going to go 109.425. Then we'll come over here. You got 110, 175, and then we have 110.980, and we have 112.60 and 112.345. Looking very, very nice and bullish. Now, we got to this oversold. See how we rallied, had this huge rally all the way here off the bottom. Okay, held that 8-day all up nice, got to an overbought condition, came on down. Now we're only sitting at 59, so we got plenty of room to go there and retest this 70 mark. Okay, now your green is below your red, but you can see how it's curling up. Once it gets curled up here and we get over that, this is the scenario, okay? So always watch this MACD. See when that green curls up over that red, okay? This is the result of it, okay? Nice, see? As long as it keeps on flowing. Once you cross that, that shows bearish momentum, and boom, that's what you get. But right now, we're looking here very, very nice. Now, here is the weekly chart, okay? So you can see here, okay, you have that 107.935. So realistically, what you want to do is these are going to be your big levels, 108.960, 110, 150, and then we have this 112.345 level. Now, if we crack above that 112.345 level, obviously you can hit that 13, but I really think you're going to rally hit that 15 mark, 115,000 mark, possibly 116 here on that, on a move higher, but you have to close above this. You can't just pop and drop, okay, like we had here, pop and drop, pop and drop, pop and drop. You got to close above that 112.345 on the price, then we can go higher. Okay, now look at the RSI here. You can see the relative the strength here is looking really, really good here. So let's just see how this is all going to shake out. Your green is over your red. Now again, what we're looking for here is that 112.345. But remember, this is a weekly chart, so by Friday we like to get right towards that area. So on a daily basis, you want to trade this chart here, and then you can always use a 1 minute, 5 minute. 15 minutes. You want to stretch the trade out a little bit, you can go to a 30-minute, an hourly, and a 4-hour chart here. But right now, always look at that daily chart and make sure that we're holding this 21-day and that 8-day. If we do, we're going to go sideways to up. Okay, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. Okay, here we have the old gold and we have silver. Let me bigger up a little bit for you. Okay, now we still have this declining situation. Okay, so you have 35.09. See, we have a high, we have a lower high, and we have a lower high. Okay, so we're still in that decline situation. Now, 34.27, that was the recent high, but really what we're looking for here is the top of this candle here at that 34.48. Okay, but right now what we're doing is we're trading this range. See this 21-day on the bottom, okay, and then we have that 8-day on the top. So what we're doing is we're trading this range here till she either going to break up or she breaks down. Now, if we lose this 21-day at 33.06, the next level you're going to do is going to come right down to this 50-day at 32.74. Now, you have to really respect that 50-day because see how it held? Okay, see how it held? Doesn't say it's not going to hold it again if it comes down there. Question is if. Okay, now on the upside, right there, 33.60. Okay, that's your resistance level. And then next level is going to be right here, 33.98. Then obviously that 34.27 level. And then we come up here, 34.48, and then 35.09. You crack this, you're going to work your way up to that 35.50 level and possibly 3600. Okay, now we just have sideways action going on here. Plenty of room to run, go to the upside or down. The green is, there's like kissing each other here. This is really no big deal here because we have this sideways action, but this is still a very, very bullish chart as long as this 50-day holds, okay? If it doesn't, well, then we can come down here to the bottom of these candles, but your big target is going to be this retest at 31.23, which is basically just the bottom of that candle. That's why you want to use these price channels. It makes life so much easier, okay? All you do is put that on your charts, 31.23, bottom candle, boom. There she is. Now, silver, just the opposite. Look at this. Look at this bad boy running here. Okay. Now, Friday, we had this high of 36.51. Today, we have a high of 36.60. Now, we have this melt up going on in silver. Now, you can see here, see how that 8-day curling right on up here, 21-day, 50-day. Everything is looking very, very good here. Okay. But now, when you look at silver here in the overall, okay, see, we had that sideways action. But look at this 100-day, this purple line here. See, how many times has that held it? Okay, what that does is when it has that sideways action, it builds strength, okay? And then when she takes off, now it could go up or down, but this obviously went up. Then we created this pole, and then we have this flag. See this? This is a bull flag situation. Then we just, boom, rocketed right on up here, and now we have the old melt-up situation, 36.60. I'm looking for that, probably melt up towards that 40 area, or at least that 38 area, okay? Now, we're getting here to this overbought condition. See how this, the blue line here is turning red, okay? So that's getting to like an overbought condition. Your green is over your red, so you got to be just a little bit careful here, but SLV still working very, very nicely. If you want to trade gold, easy way to trade gold is GLD for the long side. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have crude oil, here we have natty gas. Now you can see here how we have a really good melt up. I'm long on the crude oil, took a long, and I'm staying long here, okay? Now, how I traded this here is I was on a Friday, I bought 3,000 shares of UCO. Okay, I sold 1,000. I'm still holding the 2,000 because I think you're going to rally all the way up here to the 66.61 level. Okay, so that's just what we're looking for. So Friday's high, we hit that 64.80. Today we had that high at 64.91 level. Okay, so your next resistance level here is going to be right here. Okay, look at the bottom of that candle, 65.22. That's the next resistance for crude oil. Okay, then we look to the bottom there at 66.09, and then we're going to get to that 66.61. Now, if we crack above that, then we have the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 68.81, which is right about where that 200 SMA here, see? So always look to the left of the chart, okay? Because this held support here and then rallied up before she fell on down, okay? So that's what we're looking for here on the upside. Now, even if this comes all the way down here, you can see how that 8-day never crossed that 21-day. Rolling right up, now you cross the 50-day. 21's about to cross the 50-day. Very, very bullish chart. Now, I've been pointing out here on this inverse head and shoulders pattern, okay? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, okay? So inverse head and shoulders pattern, which if this plays out here, we'll take it to that 200-day very easy. Now, if you want to learn about, chart patterns or candlestick patterns, go on my playlist. Just click it on at your convenience. It's on right there, okay? Now, what we're looking on the downside here is we hit this here, today's low here was that 64.20 level. So top of that candle there was 64.19. See how nice that held support there? Okay, came right on down. All right, very, very nice. So as this goes up to the top here, see that was creating resistance. Now this is creating support. Okay, very, very nicely. Okay, so obviously if that is lost here, then we're going to come right down here to this 8-day, 62.97. Very, very key level of support. And then we have your 50-day, 62.38, and then 62.29. So even if this price comes down, the price of crude comes all the way down to here and holds it, okay, you're going to be just like we had here. See how nice this, once you lose that 8-day, look how nice it held that 21-day, okay, all the way on down, all the way on down. So even if it comes on down, that could be a nice, good buying opportunity here to take it longer. Now, if you want to look at seasonality charts, okay, you just go to equityclock.com or you can go on my playlist, seasonality charts. Crude oil's in a bullish mode here, at least until that 4th of July time frame. So we got a good three weeks here, okay? maybe 4 weeks here of that timeline where crude is going to be have a nice good rally up. All right. Now, 60, you got plenty of room here to run. Your green over your red, that's showing good momentum to the upside, and we're looking very, very nice off of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Now, natty gas. Natty gas again. Well, it can't really get off the schneid here, okay? It's working like a circus monkey, but you got to get above this 384, okay? That's going to be the key. Now, again, we came down here. We're holding here. We're sitting right around that 369 level, but we're holding this 8-day. That's very, very crucial at 366. We lose that, you're going to come down to this 352 level. That will be the price you'll be aiming for, okay? So how you trade this, if you lose this 8-day, then what you do is you jump in that KOLD, which is the nat gas short. Okay, and you can take that all the way down to here. Now, if it holds this, starts rolling up, you can jump into UNG. Okay, so if we close above this 384 level, then what you do is you go full balls out into that UNG because here's your next target. That's where it's going. Okay, 393. Then we come up here 408, 415, 420, and then your big target up here is 425. The reason being is we had this double top situation. See how we had this 425.9? And then we tested it with 4253, a lower high, okay? See this double top, and then what happened? Boom, all the way on down, okay? So this is what I was saying here with this MACD. See, when that green crosses below that red and that starts winding out, this is what happens. When it crosses back over, okay, that red, the green over your red, and it starts opening up, this is what goes on, okay? So always watch this MACD, watch that relative strength. Okay, and then right now what we're watching is that 384 on the upside. That's going to be key because you can hit it once, okay? We hit it again. We came pretty close there with that 381 there on Friday, but so far we just have this sideways action. But there is a bull flag here that is in play. So again, don't have an opinion. Okay, we close over that 384, boom, we're going higher. We close below that 8-day, boom, we take a shorty all the way on down. Okay, let's take a look here at the old NQ. Okay, the Nasdaq has had a really, really good run here. This is the Nasdaq futures, okay? Which, you know, if you look at the Dow futures, the S&P, they're all pretty much the same kind of a scenario here, okay? I just like trading the Nasdaq because it's got all the good stuff in there. It's got NVIDIA and Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Netflix, Google, Tesla, blah, 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 blah. Everything's good in the old Nasdaq, and that seems like it's always in play, especially with this AI revolution going on. Okay, so now you can see we're pretty much stuck right here where we were last night. 21,605 on the bottom, that's your 8-day. And then we want to look at the price channel at 21,935 on the top. So basically, we're just trading this range. But you can see here how we got up here. We went to a consolidation time, and another consolidation is what we're doing. So the question is it going to break up or is she going to break on down? Now, if we lose that 8-day, okay, then we're going to be looking right for that catch-all. That's at 21,365. That should catch it, okay? If not, we just follow these candles all down. But really, your big target's going to be is 20,549 down here. And then we lose that, you got 20,029, which is your 50-day, okay? Now, we have this negative divergence. See how the green turned blue, okay? Then, let's see, we have this high. Now, but we have a higher high, but we have a lower high here. See this? Negative divergence. Always keep your eye on that, okay? Okay, now it doesn't always play out, but a lot of times it does, and it kind of gives you like a red flag situation. We got just sideways action because we have this consolidation. Now, on the upside, you're looking at that 21,935. That's going to be very, very key. If we can crack out that here, then we can come here to the bottom of these candles here. You're looking at 22.18. We'll come 118, 22,245 level. We'll come up here, 22,319. And then your big target is 22,450. Okay, so again, but we have to get in close above right there, 21,935, and then the Nasdaq will move up. But again, remember, this is Nasdaq futures. Now, we've had a really good run here. Look at here. See this? See where the green turned blue, green turned blue? These was your buying opportunities, okay? Even like on this one here, this was a good buying opportunity, but where did it go? Right into that 200-day, okay? And then it pulled back again, okay? So these simple moving averages work on any kind of chart, any kind of, I don't care if it's a commodity, a stock, an ETF, it doesn't make any difference. They all work the same, okay? So that was a buying opportunity, but you got to know when to get out of the trade, okay? So when you see this high up here, okay, and then we retested it, but you have a red candle, and that red candle engulfed everything and came on down, that tells you got to get your ass out of that trade, okay? Just as simple as that. Now, a lot of people don't like trading. They just like trading the long position, or some people just are short traders. To me, I like long or short. It makes no difference to me, okay? But when I see this, then I get very, very cautious. Then when I see the red candle, that means get the hell out here, and then you can do short ski all the way on down here. Then you wait for another opportunity. See, here's where you got over sold again, and then that's your buying opportunity, and then you just rack it right into that 21 day. See how strong that 21 day is? You never just keep holding it here. Trade these charts. That's why the charts are, you know what I'm saying? Now remember always one thing, people lie, charts don't, okay? All they are is lines on paper. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading, and we'll take a look at some stocks here. Looks like Bitcoin's having a good day here. Yep, 2,885 here so far. I'm still long that BITX. I'm sticking with it for right now. We'll see how that shakes out, and we'll see how it is. Now, remember, if we have a really good rally today, then we have turnaround Tuesday, or just the opposite kind of a situation. So let's just see how this all shakes out. But remember, have no opinion. You make money, you want to put that money in your pocket. This is a trader's market. All right, thanks for watching.